People on Gunmark TV. Without a shadow of a doubt, one of the more popular rifles in the UK, believe it or not, is a straight pull AR-15. And one of the big names in these straight pull rifles is without a doubt Bob Clark of Southern Gun Company. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm a bit pro Bob because he's made me a good few rifles. He's the guy that really made the definitive straight pull rifle. And I say this as in the old days, all we had on these guns was a T-handle, which doesn't do itself well for manual use. There's not enough leverage for primary extraction if you get a hot case. Bob not only made a heavier machined upper, he also designed a right hand straight pull handle and a left hand straight pull handle, like a slide cocker. So you could shoot like this, you could shoot like that. Off a bipod, left hand cocking for a right hand guy is superb, but for general use, the right hand cocker is fine. Since then, the Bob Speedmaster guns, they're called, have moved on considerably. Basically, most people think of the SGC Speedmaster as a big, heavy, free-floating barrel, target type stock, match trigger, always with a scope on top. But he sent me this little sort of M4 style carbine, which is really a bit of a departure for him, but very, very nice. So it embodies all the usual things. So everything at Southern Gun is made in-house apart from the barrels. You see the CNC machined. And what we have here is the classic medium weight upper receiver that's slotted here for the cocking handle and machined here for the cocking slide. It's an AR-15 and there's no surprises at all with it really. It's basically, that's your mag button there, mag goes in, you shoot, last round hold open, boom, comes out. On the other side of the gun you have two controls. That's the safety catch, a standard safety, single-sided, so that is safe, and when the pointer's up that is fire, and this here is the bolt release catch. After the last round's fired, the bolt locks back. When you put a new mag in, like so, ready to poke, you just press that button, the bolt shoots forward and chambers. And that's the beauty of the AR-15. So we'll be shooting it later on, and they've got one of the fastest mag dumps of any rifle I've ever seen. Okay, one of the nice things about the AR-15 is the fact it does a beautiful mag dump if you're going to change quickly. So just watch this. So I load up, got 5 rounds. Press the button, bolt shut, ready to go. We can also see the straight pull working, so it's press the button, empty falls clear, new one in, pull back. And they are really slick for that sort of thing. And this thing handles any sorts of ammunition, so there's no problem with hard ejection. So, as ever, one of Bob's guns really does it well. Literally, you press the button, mag drops away, and you've got a spare going in. And it's really for the practical type shooting. You don't need that facility for precision. But say the heavier guns are precision rifles, and a lot of guys who don't shoot practical or anything like that, service rifle, often have a heavy, long-barreled Speedmaster because they just sit and plink with it. You can vomit with it. Just have fun shooting at steels at distances. But this rifle is somewhat different. It's quite simplistic for Bob, and I do quite admire it. It's got a 15.5-inch barrel, stainless steel, fluted very nicely, as you can see. It's threaded 1/2x28 UNEF, cage type muzzle brake, and the barrel gets a little bit fatter under the handguard. I'll call it like a light H-bar or heavy barrel, and that is also fluted inside. The gun's got Magpul, what they call MOE, Magpul original equipment furniture on it. This is their fore end, which is really rather nice. It's a bit like an old SLR fore end. It's slightly triangular, and it's got M-lock slots underneath, so you can put an adapter there for a pistol grip, a bipod, or you could just put a Picatinny rail underneath it, which is good. The pistol grip again is nice. It's got a thumb shelf at the back to support you, lots to get hold of, and it gives you a reasonably good trigger position. And the stock is their basic sort of carbine stock. It's 6 position. I personally don't like it. I find it a little bit skinny for me, but for the sort of rifle it is, it's not a problem. Nice thing is that the gun came from Bob with iron sights. You know, I'm a big fan of iron sights. It's got the classic AR-15 A-frame up front, and the rear they've got a chopped down, fully adjustable A2 type sight. So you can give it windage correction, elevation correction. You've got an L flip, so you can have a big aperture for close-in work, a smaller aperture for finer work if you're that way inclined. Twist rate is 1 in 8, which is about sort of the rate you're looking at. These days, most people will shoot heavier bullets than the standard 55. I shoot 69 grain Sierra tipped Match King, and this shot very well. It was doing about 0.75 with this. I mean, the trigger is standard, so it would do better with a better trigger. And I also tried some Horn of Day Match, which is a 68 grain boat toe hollow point. Shot some 55 grain ball, which is not really sort of sat sympathetic with the 1 in 8 twist, but it was probably shooting inch and a half, maybe a little bit more. Not too unexpected, but again with a slightly better trigger and maybe off a bipod it'll be tighter. But that is really the rifle. As standard, all Bob's guns come with a flat top receiver with a full length Picatinny rail, which makes scope mounting an absolute doddle. I would, for this sort of rifle, say it's shorter, it's more of a carbine style, so it's more active, it's quite light. I would favour something like a compact. This is a Seymour X10, 1-10 by 24, quite an unusual spec. So you go from 1 power to 10 power in a very compact optic, and it'll suit a more compact rifle like this. Feed wise, typical AR-15, mags are standard. The gun came with a 30, which is fine if you want to have a bit of a brat with it. But also you can get a 20. This is the old Colt style 20, which I'm a big fan of, and really, unless you're having a mad minute or so, the 20 is probably the best compromise. Enough ammo to shoot a stage, doesn't stick out the gun too far, so it's easy to go prone. And if you don't want that much ammo, then there's the Magpul 10, which again quite useful. A lot of people use these for foxing or slightly different. So the 10 goes in there like so. Nice and compact. And one of the big problems with straight AR-15s is primary extraction. Ammunition can be over pressure. It tends to stick to the chamber wall, and when you go to open the gun up, it won't move. And this was the problem, the old T-handle. There just wasn't enough there to pull onto. But with Bob's side cocking system, this side is adjustable, it's not a problem. I've put through 4 or 5 different brands and different weights today and had not one hesitation to unlock, just pull it back easy. If you ever had an AR-15 that has hard extraction problems, you'll know the issues. And Bob seems to have got around it very well. My last Speedmaster could easily nail 1/2 inch with my 69 grain Sierra TMK load. I find it really nice. I mean, I'm a sucker for AR-15s anyway, but this is a really cool gun with lots of shooting potential. The only thing you've got to realise is with a 15.5 inch barrel, you will probably lose velocity, which means you've got to, if you're pushing out 600 metres, then you've got to think about your drop and compensate for it. But that's really not an issue. Overall, it's a cracking rifle, and I've really had a good time with it, shooting it. Brought back some great memories. Okay, that's Bob's what I would call M4 style carbine. Next time round, we'll be looking at his full fig, heavy barreled, free floating, you name it, on it, more sort of match style precision gun. Okay, if you like what you've seen, tell your mates, comment, support the site, and if you need to speak about anything at all, want me to get something in, then it's pmore.shootingsports@gmail.com. So until then, keep shooting, stay safe.